journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, so we're going to look at the crude oil now. Remember, we had the sale up in here. We covered the short here. We gave a repeat sell here. And then we came down here last night. As I was watching this, I could see that we were making a head and shoulders pattern here. The texture of the market has changed. We went up here, and then we came down and we went up to give you a chance to sell at the 382 again. But look what happened after that. As soon as the market broke down, this is an hourly chart. In 2 hours, it came down that much. Now, one of the things that we know is that when you see a market that's changing trend, you want to watch for what, boys and girls? Johnny, raise that little placard up that you have. Oh, it says 0.382. So we're going to go to a 13-minute chart here just to see if that's what happened. And I'm doing it the first time. There it is. We're looking at it. There's the pullback. Let's see how close it is to 0.382. Now, I don't know if that would be helpful or not, but this stayed here for 2 hours, folks. And now you can see we started to move to the upside. That's what we were looking at. So it started in the right direction. So we're going to see whether it's going to mean anything or not, but that's what we were watching. Gold was doing pretty much the same thing. I've already talked to you about the gold market. We have another market that is changing composition, folks. This is the Treasury bond market. Okay, here's where we were. Last night, I was talking to you about on the video. I said, watch this because you can see here we're starting to come down and we're making that same head and shoulders pattern, just shoulder, head, shoulder. There it is right there. You see that? See how it was acting that way? Now, we thought it might get down to this level. But the problem is, if you look at this on the daily, that level was hit right there yesterday. So that tells us that that move is probably completed and we're getting ready to go higher in bonds. And that's what's happened so far today. Whether it's going to continue or not, I don't know. But there was the bottom. And all that was a little, you can see that little move right. Let's just get that out of the way from the high that it made earlier in the morning right there to the pullback. Where did it go to? Takes out the low of the day by one tick and then away it goes. Hasn't done very much as of yet. But again, let's look at it in the same context that we were doing. Context. Good old parochial school education there in Terre Haute. Look at the 382 retracement. So watch this 382 retracement coming into it right here. If this is really good, folks, the bonds are going to stop right about here. There's a chance we could go lower, just like anything else, but you have to take your chance and put your stop in and find out which ones are going to act the best. Okay, so those are the ones that we're paying attention to. Now, here's one that very, very important to me because of my belief in mathematics in the market. This is NVIDIA, and NVIDIA opened higher today, as you can see here. It opened, well, actually, yes, it did. There was yesterday's action right here. Today, we went down a little bit lower, and then we went higher early in the morning. Now, what that does, when you look at this on the weekly, this was so perfect. Now, it's still really pretty close to perfect, but that was such a perfect number there at 172.62. We're trading at 173.72, folks. You know the difference between 173 and 172, that's 0.002. That's not very much. But that's what I think we're looking at as a major top up in here. The other thing that we were doing today is we were watching the NASDAQ. This was from our good friend Simone alerted us to this. Here's the NASDAQ over the last 8 days trading. There's your low right here. You make a higher low right here. The ABCD measures to 23254. The high was 23272. I don't know where it's trading right now, but that's that's where it was. We'll look at it here in just a second. We'll get some of these charts up, and we'll get this NVIDIA out of the way because we don't really need to see that anymore. It's just been the two contracts that have gone in. Well, only one of the contracts has gone into new high ground, and that is the NASDAQ. The S&P hasn't done it as of yet, of course, and neither has the S&P. Both of them came close, but no cigar. Okay, so that's the thing on the Treasury bonds. I get lots of questions about the soybeans, folks. Let me get the soybeans up. I love these beans, but they left the train without me, folks. Nothing I could do about that. I tried buying them down there. Let me get that hourly chart up. So we're still going to get a chance. There's where we were trying to buy them, was right there, a little bit below, right in. Well, you can see the number. You can see where the number was, just a little bit lower, right there, 92. That's where we wanted to be a buyer. Your ABCD. Now here's where we are right now. Now remember, we're way early in the growing season. It starts on the 1st of July. Well, not growing, but the pollination of the beans starts on August 1st. It goes for the end of August. But as you can see here on this right here, if we go to a 4-hour chart, we'll be able to see it bunched up a little better, and that's what we want to be looking at right now, because there's where we are right now. This is still, there's the ABCD. We missed it to the downside. Boy, we didn't miss it by much, though. Look at that, folks. There's your AB, there's your CD move right there. Oh, my God. Oh, don't tell me I did something wrong. Oh, my God. Well, the only thing I could have did wrong, boy, I am really going to be upset with myself, Larry, if that happened. Hold on. Just don't give up the ghost yet. No, see, I see what it is. You know what? I haven't done, oh my God. I'm going to beat myself in the head with a stick. Whew. I'm focusing on all this other stuff, and I didn't spend time on the beans. Oh, no. I'd call it player's timeout, but that's not. I look at it every single day, folks. Wow. And you know what? Not one person called me on that, and I don't understand why not. I don't understand why not. Wow. That's a big difference, folks. You're talking about $1,500 very quickly. I'm upset. There's a move right here. You can see the 382 on the whole thing, because this is still basically a bear market, was hit today right there at 1027. So, but there's no reason to miss this. I had the order at 92. It should have been at 97. And wow, just like I did here. Do you remember that? We were long right up in here. We made a lot of money. And I said, we should go short, but it's a long weekend coming into the 4th of July next week. I said, we better be careful, because if the weather panel changes, this thing could go bonkers to the upside. Well, it went bonkers to the downside. Wow. Well, at least I did it while it's on the air. You can see that I miss a lot of stuff as I'm going through watching some of these things here this morning. Okay, let's get these things out of the way. And I want to do the tile vertical here and go over a couple things. This is the Dow Jones. Again, we're watching that one. We're able to get into that one okay. The gold is doing pretty good. Crude oil's hanging in there pretty good. The bonds are okay. Now we're going to take a little bit of break, and we're going to come back and we're going to look at the currencies, okay? So Mike Moore is our guest at the break, folks. Oh, my God.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, we're going to be coming down here about another 4 cents to the real magic time for Christmas wheat. That's over the past 3 weeks. Move this over just a little bit. I think we've got a little bit higher. Oh boy, we got a much higher ABCD. So we got to be really careful of this one, folks, because there's a possibility that we could be looking at this pattern right here, and that would take it down another 20 cents. But here's where we are right now. That's over the past 3 weeks. So I think I have to focus on that. So I'm just going to hope. Well, I'm going to protect myself against that because I'm going to have a stop in. But there's the ABCD over the last couple of weeks. All I want to do now is check the 1.27 expansion number. That's going to bring us in right here to that level. We're going to be buying here at 48. Mathematics precedes geometry. This is geometry. This is mathematics. So what I'll be doing is I'm going to be buying the wheat at 449, and I'm going to put a stop at 430. 9. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be buying it here, and that's what I'm looking at. We've got a couple other smaller ABCDs coming down into this same move here over the past week, and as you can see, it's going to take us just about to the promised land right there. So that's what I'd be watching around that 449 level. And of course, if it fails there, folks, it's going to drop really fast, another 20 cents, and you don't want to have any part of that. It's either got to stop right there. Look, we've already taken out the lows, and it hasn't absolutely collapsed. I mean, it's not going up, but it hasn't taken out. We made new lows of this move, and that means we're probably going to get down to that level right here. Now, this is a Thursday coming down into Friday. It's probably not going to be till Monday that this probably unfolds, but we are going to be watching that. Okay. All right. Now we'll get this out of the way here, and let's get ready to talk about the euro. Now, there's the move that we had when the what was supposed to be the firing of what's his name, Powell. Or was Powell going to fire Trump, or Trump was whatever it was. Anyway, from the high here. There's where we made that big high. Okay, we came down all those weeks, and look where we went to, folks. Within 2 pips of the exact 618. You think these boys at these foreign exchange don't know these numbers? Well, of course they do. Now we're moving to the downside. So if we look at this daily chart, we've broken through the 382 substantially here. Okay, so the only thing we've got to look at from broke through the 618 too, excuse me. And we've come down lower, so we're getting down, but look how many days now. We're down 14 days. That in itself is an outlier, but look at this outlier. This took 18 days. So we could go down another 6 or 8 days without any trouble at all. So there's no reason to get too excited about the euro at this point. Same thing if we were looking at the British pound, which is what we're going to do right now. So bear with me 1 second. We'll get this up here and we'll take a quick look at it. There's the British pound. Now, the British pound, you see, didn't jump nearly as much. Boy, that hardly jumped at all. See, the euro went all the way up to the 618 of that number, and we didn't even make a 382 of that. Let's just double check it for kicks and giggles. From that high down to that low right there. No, we didn't even make a 382 of that move. Now, on the other part of that move, we probably made a 50%. It looks like 61 from the previous high. Yeah, it is 61. Oh, no, it's right in the middle, close to, oh, yeah, it's almost 50, exactly 50%. So, but you see the pound has not made a new low. So that's a critical thing to know. The euro's broken down new lows. We have not done that. So the second part of this, or the third part, would be the Japanese yen. We want to add that together. I'm not going to do the Australian and the Canadian. I'm just going to do the ones that I have a really strong interest in. We should have got to that 140. Well, we haven't got to 149 yet. And now there was the move when we had this was, of course, the opposite. There's your pullback right here. Okay, there's your pullback. Now, just eyeballing this, I can tell you that it's not a 382, but boy, it might be pretty close. Let's just take a quick look from your low. Yeah, it is pretty close. Yeah. Well, it's just a few pips away. How many pips is it away? Oh my God, 10 pips is all it is from the exact 382. And look what happened, how we snapped back. This was the same thing all the way up, folks. There's your first 382 retracement. There's your second 382 retracement. There's your third 382 retracement. And that's what you want to be watching for, folks. This is how you can trade these things without risking an arm and a leg. Look at that. It goes right to that level. And where does it go to? What's that? 1.618. That makes that part of none other than the little A, B, C, D pattern that we're watching right here. Okay, and you guys wonder why I don't watch the news? Hello, operator. I watch what was it, Sesame Street with Big Bird and all those others, because they worked with the alphabet. AB equals CD, as old Mark would say. Okay, now we'll get this out of the way, and we'll get the British pound out of the way. We got Mike Moore coming up at the break here. So what we want to do is I want to keep a close eye on a few things that I'm watching very, very closely. Of course, one is the Dow Jones, of course, and the other, of course, is the bonds. They're doing pretty good, and the gold is acting very nicely. So that's another example. I mentioned this morning on this move right here, I got a call from our good friend Tom over there. I think he's in Monaco right now doing some Texas Hold'em. But he was saying, should I sell the 382 retracement off of this level right here at 41? Okay, actually, I think it was at 41. It should have came in at, well, this says 43. Anyway, I said, nope. I said, Tom, it's coming up too strong. It's probably going to go through. And it hasn't gone through very much, but that's what, I took the 382 was off of this one is what we took the 382 off of. And that'll take you to 41, you'll see. There. Okay, and that's what's happening. We've gone through, and I think this is the beginning of a pretty big move, folks, because you can see it measured, the big ABCD here on this move right here measured to 22. This other one measured to 19. That's a pretty tight, when you stop and think of how wild this stuff is. Look at that. This is wild. Oh, shut the front door. Hold it, that's Mike. Just a second. Hold on just 1 second here. Yeah, Mike, I'm in the middle of the show. You going to be able to come on? Yeah. Okay. My good friend, Mr. Technical Troubles, who follows me everywhere. That was Mike Moore, and he's having trouble locking into Teams, so we're going to try to get Al and get him hooked up. But anyway, that's what it looks like. Now, what I'll be watching now in the gold, because I like watch if these things work the way we think they do, and they work part of the time. This is a strong move, folks. We went from 15 to 35. That's a $3,000 move with virtually no correction. There is no correction. This is just basically straight up. So the first time we get a correction should be our good buddy 382. Just whatever this high is right here. I don't know where it is. Could be here, could be there. But whenever you get that, watch for the 382. And if you're lucky and it takes, say, 2 or 3 hours, you might even get an A, B, C, D like that. Okay, that's when you add mathematics to the geometry, and you get something that looks pretty good. See, because if it does that, then you got something that is really low risk and it's positive. You're in a positive trend. Okay, anyway, that's what we're looking. Stay tuned, folks. We're going to try to have Mike Moore on. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day, Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, while we're waiting to have Mike Moore join us, we've had some questions about some stocks. I've already done NVIDIA, but we'll do it again. Well, no, we've already done it. I don't need to do that. We have a question about American Express today, folks, from our good friend Anthony over there in Philadelphia. Let's get AXP here. Earnings are coming out with this. You'll be able to see here. Hold on. I hope that's opens for me. Oh, please don't give me the data problem stuff. I don't need that. Oh. Shut the front door. Let me try to get it up here. There it is. Okay, here's American Express. We've got earnings coming out, and it just completed an ABCD pattern here over the last couple of days, right at that level. Earnings coming out. It's been running for quite a bit. So look at the long-term daily. It's made a ABCD off of this. You can see it's completed that. So I don't know what's going to happen with it. I'll tell you one that you want to see when it's completed, folks. This has done everything that we thought it was going to do. This is Hong Kong. I want to give you the real skin. This is a big market too, because this is it's the wrong one. Boy, I get the wrong thing up here, and I put the wrong date up. See, I've got to use the weekly chart where it's got the data in it, and there's the weekly. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is switch this over to the daily so we can see all of this nearby because we have completed it. Let's come up here. We'll go to the daily chart. And you can see here, we've made a new high, folks, here. Now, this may or may not mean anything, but we've taken out that high by a total of 20 pips. And that thing is at 24,498. It took it out by 20 points. Now, you can see there's 3 drives. Drive 1. Drive 2, drive 3, drive 1, drive 2, drive 3. Okay, now, this has had a heck of a run. So I'm just alert. I told all our friends over there, both of them, the ones, the 2 that are still not in jail. And this is where I said, I would be definitely taking my profits up in here. And if you're looking at something to gamble on or take intelligent risk speculation on the short side, I would certainly do that. You'd have to risk about 800 points on this, which is a considerable amount because this is the weekly chart. This is where we are. This is the daily. Okay, so this is a completed pattern, much like we're looking at if the Nasdaq is completed pattern, but it's been completing patterns since March 5th of 2009, and it might continue to go higher. Who knows? But it has to take a look at silver. So bear with me here. I'm going to take a look at. Haven't looked at silver in quite a while. It's something that I have, it's the one thing that I have not sold in all these years. I've never traded around the silver that I had for all those years. And this is it on the daily. It's not acting very bearish just at all, folks. Let me just get this out. There's where we are. Look, we have a 4-day sell-off in silver, folks. Look, this is a 4-day sell-off. 1, 2, 3, 4. What did it do? It hasn't done anything. This is acting just absolute. This is today's action. This is acting super bullish. Look at this. From your low to your high, where do you come to today? 3 days in a row, right at the old 382, and it's still going above it. And we have some ABCDs that have already been completed here, and yet it still doesn't back off, just like it did here. The amount that it backed off, you can see from here, we went from 37 down. We dropped $2.50 per ounce. That's exactly what we dropped, $2.50. This last move that we dropped didn't even make that. We only made $2. We went from 39 to 37. So it's still acting bullish. There's nothing bearish about this. We're also asked to take a look at platinum, which some of these things have gone up because of the tariff, but I don't understand. I don't think anybody understands the tariff if you want to know the truth. Here's platinum. We'll get this up on the long-term weekly too because it exploded. I wonder if it's still making new highs. Made another new high today. Look at this. Boy, they have somebody between a rock and a hard place in the platinum, folks. There is a monster ABCD for me here right now, and I wouldn't sell this if I had your funds to do it with because it might go a whole lot higher. But there's the ABCD, measures to 1565. So what we'll do now is we'll just look at this on the long-term monthly, and that'll take us back into there. Oh, there's we are. There's a number 1555 that we just looked at, and so there's where we were back in Hong Kong back in 2008. There was the top in the gold market right here was on in August of 2011, and when gold was trading at 1932. Gold and platinum were trading at the same price at that time. And then, platinum came down, gold backed off and went to the moon. And this has not had anywhere near the move that the gold has. But anyway, that's what we're looking. We're still making new highs. Looking at this on a daily basis, I think we are making a new high. Yes, we are. You can see here, I haven't even updated this because I don't, but this is no backing off. They've got somebody trapped here on the short side, folks. And boy, that's when listen, it's okay to try to pick a top. There is no problem with that because sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. I might have picked the top here, but I'm gone at that price right there. You see that 10 or 15 bucks? Once we go above 1.618, hello, operator. Don't want to have anything to do with it, all right? That's why it scares you to death when you're looking at some of these things here unfolding here. Okay, so let's get the platinum out of the way here. And I think those are the main ones. And the copper. We also had a question about the copper. Let's get the yellow metal up. And that's not yellow, it's orange. Hold on here. There's copper. See if it's going straight up again. Well, it didn't today. It's backed off a little bit from the high. So here's where we are in the last few days here in the copper market. Okay, move this over like this. And we've had this move right here. Now we have another big one here. There's another ABCD that happened right here. Looks like that's the one that hit. Well, undo this. Yeah, because we have several ABCDs that have to be completed. Let's just do those right here with this, with the ABCD. There's your ABCD there. And the copper measures up here to 58. The high was 82, so it went quite a bit higher. We also, on the pullback right here, you have another ABCD pattern right here because you have a move up, a new, shut the front door. See, folks, you have a new high and a new low. See, there's your new high, and there's your new low, so you got to count that ABCD. And there's another reason for it. I'll show it to you in just a second. And that's the one that takes you to the promised land there at 580. So that should be the top in copper. The reason why you have to do that, folks, you can see the time frames on the cycles here. See, the cycle low is due right here. Second cycle low is due right here. And what does it do? It comes in and catches it just by a lot, and that's why you've got to count that from there to there, and that takes you to where you wanted to go right here. So I'm not even trading this, but those are the things we're looking at. So let's take a little break here. 877-927-6648.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Yeah, I believe we have Mike Moore in the house now. Mike, how are you doing?
Good. How are you, Larry? Sorry about the technical difficulties.
No, listen, that's a problem. How about coming on next Wednesday at 1:30 time? We'll finish up today, but I want to get all your stuff together. Maybe we could see that on Wednesday if we could plan on that.
Sure, absolutely.
Could we cover the energy complex right now, and then also the S&P? Those are the ones that they're asking about this morning. So.
Okay, you want me to jump into crude first or natural gas?
Yeah, let's do either. It's your choice, my friend. Whatever you got popped up.
I got natural gas up already. So the natural gas just turned bearish, actually. We were bullish from the break above 33.01 for 180 ticks plus. We saw 297 ticks of that, and then I said decent trade below 357.10 plus 3 ticks per hour will warrant a decent pressure. This is not a major formation. It's just we'd broken above this one. We've seen a nice run up. Now we've broken above this upper formation here and are attempting to break below the lower formation, which comes at the lower one comes in at 357.20 plus 3 per hour starting at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If we break back above the upper one, which comes in at 359.90 plus 3 per hour at 2:30, that'll warrant a renewed strength. If we see a maintained gap higher tomorrow, that will leave a medium bullish reversal below that will warrant a higher trade for days/weeks.
Okay.
And in the crude, I'm going to jump around here for a second to make a point.
Sure.
The crude oil, the trade below 65.86 projects us downward 270 minimum. We've seen $1.48 of that, but I don't think that that's going to hold. I think that this formation is going to be violated, and I'll explain why in a second. But this line is going to come in at 66.40 plus 1 per hour starting at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. Those lines I told you about in the natural gas is where they come in at 6 p.m. If you want to back out where the line comes in, you just decrease that by 3 per hour. I just I put all these lines at 6 o'clock p.m. tonight because then I have to redo them all if I'm doing my post-market for my clients. So anyway, these are all as of 6 o'clock p.m. But that line is going to come in at 66.40 plus 1 tick per hour. And like I said, if you wanted to back those out, you just back them out by 1 tick an hour back to 1 o'clock. And that would make it at 66.35. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
If we break back above there, I think there's a good likelihood of a run up towards the 68.15 plus area and possibly even up to this higher line at 69 even. The reason why I think that that's going to be violated or has a good chance of being violated is the heating oil violated this pattern right here this morning. And I said in the heat, trade below 236.75, brought in 3.25 of pressure, but then I said to sell against it and then get long on a decent penetration and or pull back thereafter and look for decent strength. So we're seeing that decent strength right now, and I think that that's going to spill over into the rest of the complex. The ARB, oh, by the way, that line comes in at 237.81 plus 3.3 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. If we were to fail back down below that line decently, that would also be an opportunity to sell again. We also have this line above here I'd be paying attention to. That comes in at 248.05 plus 4.3 per hour. A decent break above there will project this higher at least 10 cents, but I'm less keen on the long and more keen on if we see a decent break above it and fail back down through it, then it should be an excellent short. Jumping back over to the RBOB, or unleaded gasoline, trade back below an equivalent formation at 212.94 is brought in 4.06 of pressure. That was the break below this line right here. It came down, but we held exhaustion right here. So I believe this is a bearish correction against this move up. And we've held this, although it's a little premature to hold it more than temporarily. So we'll have to see what happens. If we break back above this line decently, though, that's going to negate the bearishness from below it. And that line is going to come in at 214.38 plus 2.5 per hour at 6 o'clock p.m.
Okay.
Jumping over to the heating oil. Heating oil has a high likelihood of leaving this bullish gap in place on the day right here. That's bullish in and of itself. And like I said, we already broke back above this line. So you got two things going for you that are bullish. Brent is still below its formation. We had held exhaustion up here with the square. So we held exhaustion at 71.29 to 51 with the 71.53 high and rolled over $3.82. And then the trade below 69.29 projects us downward $2, but we've only attained $1.58 of that so far. If we break back above where that line comes in, that should bring in decent strength, likely for days. And that line's going to come in at 70.09.
Well, it's up 7 cents today. How much is that? About $3,000 or something?
With the Brent?
No, with the heating oil. Heating oil.
The heating oil. Yeah, the heating oil. So if you ever want to calculate how much that is, you just go like this. You take the, just for your viewers, see right up here, it says it's up 6.15 cents. So you just do 6.15 times 0.42. And that will give you the equivalent in crude dollars. So that's the equivalent of $2.58 in crude, which would be $2,583.
Right, moving a lot faster than crude. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, wow.
In case anybody, well, the reason for that is, and this is why I always kind of encourage you guys to keep an eye on the spreads, or the spreads is what I don't normally show you, but that's one of the things they're providing the analysis. But the heat crack, you can see is bullish here, and it just broke above this bullish formation. So you can see in here, I wrote in the heat crack, I said decent trade above 34.75. We'll project this upward 200 ticks plus. So we broke above here, right here, and now we're up to 36 even, which is 125 ticks or $1,250. And what that means is...
Oh, got to take a break here, Mike, but
Okay.
Stay with us. You're going to be back with us on Wednesday, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Well, stay with us. Tell us how the folks can reach you and stuff when we come back, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, we're back, folks. Mike, could you cover gasoline for us, please?
Sure.
And then tell the folks how they can reach you at the end of the show here, because you got some great stuff, my friend. So,
thank you. Yeah, the gasoline has just held exhaustion down below here, and it's started to rally. I think that will probably violate its bearishness. Just as long as it gets above this line, which I talked about before, that'll negate the bearishness in general. Or I don't think we got a gap open higher in there, do we? Let's see here. We left a medium bearish reversal above here, and we haven't quite violated it. A decent penetration above 211.74 would violate it. And a decent penetration today is
well, that one's sure a lot more bearish than the heating oil and the
decent
crude,
penetration is
yeah.
127 ticks. So we haven't quite gotten that yet. The low is 211.74. The high is 212.72. But like I said, if you were watching the heat crack at 10 o'clock, we broke above this. The heating oil had just broken above this formation. So if you were short the crude, if you're looking at the crude was still below a bearish formation. So what do? Right? If you don't want to get long the heating oil outright here, but you know that the crack has also broken above its formation, then you could get long the crack and ride the crack up. Or it also tells you that since you were short the crude, you could be confident in getting long the heating oil above its line, thereby hedging your short in the crude. Does that make sense?
Wow. Yeah, it sure does. It's complex, but you sure, tell it the way it is. So we're going to see you Wednesday. We're going to have a full show with you, okay?
Yes, sir. And I'll
tell the folks how they
computer back by then.
Tell the folks how they can reach you, please.
You can reach me at moreanalytics.com, or you can email me at moreanalysis@gmail.com, and that's just MOORANALYSIS@gmail.com.
Mike, have a nice weekend, buddy, and we'll talk to you next week, okay?
You too. And to all your viewers, thank you very much for watching. You guys have a blessed weekend.
See you tomorrow, folks.
Steve